So this is the start of our 10th year with raising chickens. And for the past few years, we've been chicken breeders.
So, one of these day in the life videos, I know people are expecting farmers to get up at 6 a.m. or the crack of dawn. We're getting outside here at 10 a.m. so we don't get started early here. Kids' toys all over the door. What are you doing?
We're about to go to the Lego barn. You guys don't play with me.
Okay, so one of our UTVs is getting fixed right now, our Polaris Ranger. We have this bighorn that's been really handy, so we've got to get it out of our garage here. Should we go see what Mom's doing?
Yeah.
All right, let's go see her in the horse barn.
Yeah.
That's right. We raise some specific flocks for their qualities. We raise the breast chickens. They're a dual-purpose breed out of France. We raise ayam chimanis, very popular all-black chicken. They're from Indonesia. We raise Indio Gigantes. They're the world's tallest chicken breed. They're really popular. And then we raise some other flocks like we have button quail. We're raising emus. All the birds here in this aviary. You're going to see the peafowl walk behind me right now. We've got our male pheasant, Blaze, red golden pheasants here, and then we have mandarin ducks, and we sell typically breeding pairs from those, and then occasionally we'll sell some eggs as well. Come here. Come here. You okay? What happened? You hit your head? Well, you got to be careful. All right, can you come help us feed the horses? Okay. So being a breeder, we've got our emus. We're the first breeding project of the year. And we've got our 9 baby emus that are over in a chicken tractor. And then we have Bamboo and his 3 baby emus right here. So we come in here, we check his feed, we check the emu chick's feed, and then we put a couple waters out because they seem to spill it like crazy. Now we found that Bamboo likes to eat this feed too, so we've got to keep it kind of low in here. Otherwise he tries to eat this feed and not his own feed. Now you may wonder about breeding quality, breeding standards. Do we breed for that? And absolutely. Absolutely we do. But this video is not about that. So if that's something you're interested in, this is really more of just what we do on a day-to-day basis with our flocks. But if that's something you're interested in, definitely look into the standards for your breed to make sure you're getting the right comb. We've had ayam chimanis before that we've bought hatching eggs from, and they came out with 5 toes. And that is not the breed standard. There was some silky or one of the other 5-toed breeds mixed in there, and we called the breeder out on that, and they've fixed their breeding practices, but that is something that should never have happened. They should have caught that and never have sold those eggs. So back here behind our barn, we've got 3 coops. The intention is to be breeding flocks, but 2 of the 3 aren't really our breeding flocks yet. We've got our peafowl in here, and we will sell some of these birds. We'll sell some of their eggs, but we're really not dedicated to breeding peafowl. I've seen some people that do it. They have a way bigger setup than us. Now this coop right here, this is our ayam chimani coop. Ayam samani as some will call them. And so we have an indoor area for them to roost at night, and their nesting box. They've got a little run inside here where we have their feed, and then on good weather days, which it's going to be now, but over winter we had that closed some of the time. But now we've got a automatic door that lets them come out into a external run here so they can get more sunlight. The issue we're having with the ayam chimanis is eggs, and that's not good for a breeder flock. We're sold out of eggs from them over the next month. We've got 1 egg in here right now. So we've got all these nest boxes. They all lay in this one spot. Whoa, that's a crazy shape. It fits your whole hand. You got other duck eggs?
Yep, 3 more.
We got 4 duck eggs today?
Yep.
Oh, I think all our females laid them. Wow. We did breeding projects with the hook-billed ducks. They're not on the endangered list, but they're close to it. What we really don't want to become, because we've seen some breeders that do it on a pretty high level, is they have a lot of little spaces, a lot of little coops, a little runs. I mean, that's what you got to do. You have to separate them out if you want to breed a specific breed, and we just don't want to have a million coops and make them live in tight spaces. And so we're kind of on the fence or torn about going all in on breeding, because we really just want to have more of a peaceful setting, have a few coops, not have a ton of flocks. And so we just like keeping things small, but that also keeps us from being able to sell a lot of eggs. And so luckily for us, that's not a big part of what we do. The main reason we breed and sell the eggs that we do is really just to connect with our viewers, to have something to be able to offer them that they can get from us. But it is difficult because we don't produce enough to meet the need of what everybody's wanting right now. And we're gonna have to talk about that, because there's a big need for chicken eggs right now. So I just came over here into the emu yard. We let these guys out a couple days ago and let them run around during the day. They're still a little shy, but they're hanging out right there behind me. So today's video is sponsored by Element. I want to tell you how we get hydrated by using it. So every morning after breakfast, I pick one of my favorite Element flavors to add to my water. Today I'm drinking the raspberry drink mix. So Element helps anyone stay hydrated without the sugar and other dodgy ingredients found in electrolyte and other sports drinks. Just mix it in and then we'll shake it up. Electrolyte deficiency can cause headaches, cramps, fatigue, brain fog, and weakness. So Element is a zero sugar electrolyte drink mix and a sparkling electrolyte water. Born from research that optimal health outcomes occur at sodium levels that are 2 to 3 times government recommendations. By drinking more water each day, by adding electrolytes, I get sodium, potassium, and magnesium without any sugar. Electrolytes help with my energy levels by maintaining my blood pressure, regulates my heartbeat, promotes restful sleep, and keeps me from getting tired in the afternoon without having to add caffeine. Becky and I have been working out 3 days a week and going on lawn walks every day. So we've been drinking Element before our workouts to help us get through them. You can get your very own sample pack with any purchase from drinkelement.com/WHOTH, and you'll get to try all 8 flavors to see what Element flavor you like. And you could try the new Element Sparkling, a bold 16-ounce can of electrolyte sparkling water. And they have no questions asked refund. So if for any reason you don't like it, you can return it and they will refund. So thank you to Element for sponsoring today's video. I hope you'll try it out. I think you'll really like it. Let me know what you think.
Check out these guys. Come on, buddy.
They definitely made sure they stayed their distance from me.
So we got a lot of feed here. We got to feed our chickens. It's layer pellets with cracked corn, sunflower seeds, stuff for them to scratch around, scratch grain. They really liked it, so.
So we have 3 flocks along here. We have our Bantam flock, we have our main chicken flock, and then we have our Indio Gigante flock, or the world's tallest chickens, and they're a flock that we breed and sell their eggs. And so these 2 coops, we just collect the eggs. We don't have anything. It'd be a barnyard mix at this point. We do occasionally have some local people that just want some eggs to either eat or hatch out, and so we'll sell them that. But we don't have anything divided off. We do have a lot of black copper Marans in here, and so tempted to divide them out for a breeding flock, but I just don't know if we want to. I'm torn about creating a million little flocks. So right now our 3 chicken flocks and our bud quail, it keeps it simple enough to be able to breed at that small a number.
You got some eggs today?
Yep.
Okay, you got an egg there. We got to make sure they get marked and not put in with the rest of the eggs.
So this is our Indio Gigante flock. They're the world's tallest chicken breed. Now our rooster is probably 2.5 feet tall when he's fully stretched up. Hoping to have one that's over 3 feet at some point. This is definitely our premier flock that we breed. We really enjoy having them, but they're so weird looking. They occasionally lose their feathers, this breed that's so tall, and people will always be confused thinking that means they have bad genetics or that they're not good quality. Like our rooster, he's lost his feathers on his neck, I think because of just how tall they grow. And egg sales for them have been really interesting. We have a lot of people that request them. But last year we had somebody that he bought a dozen eggs a week for about 2.5 months to build up a flock. I can't imagine how big his flock must be now. Far bigger than mine. Obviously we appreciated the business, but it became difficult because he wanted to meet in person. And typically we ship all of our eggs, and so it took a lot longer to meet his need. And so that was something that was a little tricky to figure out. If I was specifically a breeder, that's what I would want to do, is hand them off versus ship them where issues could occur. But I had to drive like an hour each way to drop them off, and that's where that became an issue when I could just drive 10 minutes to the post office. It wasn't something that we were really looking to do, so we eventually had to put an end to that because it seemed like there was no end in sight. So today's the 18th, so I always mark our eggs when we get them. So we just got Indio Gigante eggs here, so I put an IG on top, otherwise I do an AC for the I am Chimani, or B for the breasts, and then I mark the date at which I collect them, which today is the 18th, March 18th. And then we move them over here into our egg cart. So I'm hoping to finish out this dozen today. So I'm up to 10, either today or tomorrow. I'll be able to ship these out. We'll come in a little bit, look at what our orders look like for the next few weeks. Now our 2 flocks over here at the top end, we've got our breast chickens right here, and we've got our rooster flock right there. Keep the rooster flock for 2 reasons. 1, to have some meat when we need it. 2, to have backup. So we have some breasts, I am Chimani. I don't know if we have an Indio Gigante backup in there, but we usually try to keep 1 backup in case we need a rooster. We've got our breast flock, and they're a good dual purpose breed for meat and for eggs. Oh, I think I see it. She's got a bumblefoot on a toe. So we have this one hen that was limping. We just wanted to check for any issues. I don't see any bumblefoot on the bottom. Her toes look fine, so that's not an issue. Let me see. She just has like curved toes and stuff. So we have 4 hens in here, and then there's 2 more hens and a rooster. So we just got five eggs from 6 hens. It's really good, but 2 of them were cracked, so we had to toss them out. So we're gonna fix the nest boxes right now, so we don't have that issue. They end up scraping out the nest box liners, and then ends up being a hard surface. It looks like 2 of them got cracked.
These are nest box liners. You put them in the bottom here. Put some padding in it so that when they lay the eggs, they don't crack. We also got some fake eggs so they know where to lay. And if we have one that likes to peck and eat eggs, hopefully we'll keep them from doing that. But it makes it nice and clean so they don't get dirty.
So the breast chickens, we don't really want to become breeders of them. We got these chicks from the recreational homestead. They do a great job breeding and shipping breast chicks. So I definitely recommend getting some from them. We do collect the eggs and we'll hatch them out for ourselves. Occasionally I'll sell them to some local buyers, but for the most part we just breed them for our own meat and eggs. And so that's why I collect the eggs from them, is just so we get some extra chicks from them and able to raise them for meat birds. The Chi-Chi's eaten?
Yeah.
So over here we have 9 baby emus, all ranging from about 1 month to 2 months old. And I need to check their genetics to see if they're male or female. And then I've got some buyers lined up and some people that want to trade some things with us. So we'll start to sell and trade as many of these 9 and the 3 over with bamboo. But we just started letting them out, letting them run around, and they've been doing great in this little space over here in the old emu yard. Now this is a crazy time for selling chicks, for selling eggs. You guys know with the bird flu going on, they've culled so many flocks where they've wiped out hundreds of thousands of meat birds and laying flocks, and it's made a big shortage for eggs. It's made people want to get chickens, and so farm stores are selling them quick, hatcheries are selling them quick. And so us, even in just the small amount of birds that we breed, it's gotten really difficult to fulfill the orders that we're trying to fulfill, because we really just want to do this on a small part-time basis, just something for fun to connect with our viewers. With the amount of the demand there is, it's made it a struggle to have enough birds to breed, to have enough eggs. And so from year to year, it's hard to tell what the demand will be. You know, I'm trying to step that up and get more hatching eggs in so I can up the amount of birds we have, but it takes, you know, almost a year
to fill that number up. Now, I did see this post from Heartland Hatchery. That Alan's a friend of ours. We've been to his hatchery a few times, and he was talking about how crazy it's been this year. And I just wanted to read this post that he put out the other day. Everybody wants chicks. Here's why it's hard to find them right now. 1, most feed stores only sell them in the spring, and a lot of people think that's the only time you can get them. 2, egg prices are high. This is related to number 3. 3, supply chains have been compromised because of hundreds of thousands of breeder flocks being destroyed due to bird flu. And there you have it. The perfect storm was created. All we can do is ride it out. So, you know, I've been seeing him struggle to fill the demand. We've had a hard time. The biggest thing is that we're seeing people sell at a much higher rate than we are. We have kept the same prices over the past few years, and I'm seeing people sell for double the price, or they're selling half the amount of eggs for the same price. It's just a difficult thing to fill the demand at the price point we're at, and then for how small our flocks are.
All right, so I wanted to go through our shipping process for our eggs. I think some of you guys might find that interesting, and what it takes, maybe what materials it takes to ship everything, the cost behind that, and how we ship eggs safely without them breaking. So I'm waiting on 1 to 2 Indio Gigante eggs. I need to get this order out. So I've got 11 here from the past week. I think they'll give me 1 or 2 today at least, so I should be able to fill that. Up here on top, I've got 6 Iam Chimani eggs, so I'll fill that soon. I've got 13 breast eggs here, so I don't sell the breast eggs on our website, so we usually hatch those out unless we have a special request for those. So we've got our button quail eggs right here. Looks like about 30 plus right here. But basically right now our Iam Chimani eggs, we've got them listed at $80. So before you freak out and say, wow, that's crazy. I was just on eBay the other day. Iam Chimani and Indio Gigante eggs, people were selling 6 eggs of both for well over $100. So I'm cheaper than most breeders I see on eBay. I'm sure there's some cheaper people on there, but those were the top listings that I saw. And so I was actually buying from some of them to actually be able to restock and order some more, because Greenfire Farms right now has very few eggs available, and their chicks are insanely expensive. Our Iam Chimanis, we've got it for $80. Our Indio Gigantes for $110, and we lose a lot of that to shipping and to shipping the foam containers. I'll show you that here in a minute. I just filled this order right here, so I've got another Indio Gigante order to fill, and then I've got 4 Iam Chimani orders on here. So I actually shut down the ability to order Iam Chimani eggs right now because we're backed up for basically the next 3 to 4 weeks. Indio Gigantes we still have on there, and button quail, we've got plenty of them. Oh, perfect. Thank you, I needed that. So for a dozen chicken eggs, I'll use a medium USPS shipping box. This will cost about 15-16 bucks. And then I'll use these foam shippers, and I get these from Southern Feathers Shippers. And so I'll put a link for that down in the description. I think they do a great job, and it's really made it easy and quick for me to pack eggs versus have to individually wrap them in paper or bubble wrap. I do have some smaller ones. That's what I use for button quail, is this one right here. And then I have used this 7 egg one before, and there's a smaller box. You can fit 2 of these on top of each other, but I've had more eggs break that way, even with foam in between them. I think just the pressure on that box, so I haven't been using it. This one, I don't think I've ever had an egg break in this container, maybe once. But basically I use this little foam on the bottom, put this in next. I'll start packing these eggs in here one at a time. I didn't end up with 2 extra. I like to give them 2 extra if possible, but I just didn't have them for this order. So I'll fill those back up, and then I'll put this over top. We'll give them an invoice with a few of our stickers in here. And then I've got these rolls of just brown paper, and so I'll use that to fill in the gaps to create, just so the eggs don't end up moving around at all. I've created some stickers. I made these myself. And then I'll put one more fragile right there. The problem with being an egg shipper is having all of the supplies. So I'll order all of these ahead of time. Now I talked about one of these foam shippers and like pieces that go on top and below it. Usually it'll cost somewhere between $5, $6, $7. Between shipping, 15 bucks, and this, 20 bucks, maybe a little more. So there are a lot of costs that go into shipping eggs. You know, from feeding the birds, we've got to collect the eggs, and then we've got to ship them. So we've got to have a website where we can take those orders. We've got to have a stamps.com account to be able to produce the shipping labels. We've got to get the foam shippers. There's a cost to that. And then there's time involved in running to the post office or meeting up with somebody to deliver the eggs. And then if there's a bad experience, we've got to either replace the eggs
or we have to refund the eggs. All right, so our boys, they go out and do the chores at night. Basically collect the eggs, make sure all the birds are in. All right, Uriah, where do we go first?
White chicken. Breast.
The breast, yes. All right, so we got one of those. That's good. The rooster's all good. Just make sure the 2 coops are closed and the, oh, we just gotta close those doors. Okay, where are we headed to next?
I am smiling and ducks.
Okay. All right, now we're heading to the I'm Shimani coop, and boy, do we need eggs from them. So, really hoping from our 4 hens that we get 1 or 2 more eggs tonight. We're only getting 1 egg a day from them right now. That's not good. Come on, guys, I really need some eggs here. All right, where are we headed next?
Button quail.
Okay.
Or 2.
So compared to our breast egg, here's a tiny button quail egg. So we've been letting the emus, the little baby ones, we've been letting them stay out during the day, and they are not good at going inside their coop. So we're having to individually catch them because they will not go in. Even if we try to run them in like the ducks, they will not go in. Let's go fill it up in the button quail barn or some other spot. That big one in the 2 spots over. All right, now we've got Eli here. He's got the egg basket. Where are we headed, Eli?
We're going to Phantoms.
Okay.
Next, we head over to the main flock.
I collected a bunch this morning, so there won't be a ton. All right, so we had about 13 this morning. Now we've got 4, 8, 10. So about 2 dozen eggs today from our laying flocks.
Now we go to the Indio Gigantes.
Are they trying to get back on eggs?
Yeah, there's 1.
Got 1 egg, and these 2 look like they're broody. They're wanting to sit on it. So for the day, I think we got 1 I am Shimani egg, like 6 breast eggs. 2 were cracked. 3 Indio Gigante eggs. Probably about 6 to 8 button quail eggs. Last thing we do for the night, put the horses in their stalls, and then check on Bamboo and the baby emus. So after a long day of doing chores and collecting eggs, checking in on Blaze and the birds in the aviary, it sure is relaxing to hang out with Bamboo and his 3 baby emus for a bit. Bamboo, I sure am glad you're here, bud.